Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Thursday, so you know what that means. This is a great opportunity, community. We will be intentionally educating our community, giving them information. Sometimes things you don't even hear about. Tonight, we have some wonderful panelists. They've been here before. They always give the community information. I can't wait to see them. Tonight is a very important conversation. Our guest tonight is going to be talking about retirement. Again, community, something that we all need to pay attention to as the crisis of the money in this country is at an all-time scare. So make sure you're doing the right things so that you can retire, so you don't have to take up any jobs, don't have to work at Walmart. There's so much stuff going on. You don't want to work them second jobs. So listen to our guest tonight, community, so you can be prepared. Young people, listen now, prepare early so you can be set for the future. With that being said, just want to give a couple of announcements to the community. Tomorrow is going to be the day they're going to be rolling out the final information about the reparations committee recommendations. There's a number of community organization events that's taking place this weekend. It's going to be popping. We got the Juneteenth parade happening. Y'all see us out there all weekend. There's stuff happening. We got Family Day on Sunday. We got all artists coming to the Bay. It's going to be lit in San Francisco. So I don't know what part of the Bay Area you're from, or maybe you're coming from somewhere else. You better get out to San Francisco this weekend and next weekend. It's going to be lit the first time the city is going to show up. The bright lights of San Francisco, the darkness, the colorful Black folks, the brown folks, they're going to be out celebrating, uplifting our Juneteenth holiday. So we hope to see you out. Check us out. You're going to see both sides of the conversation, tents and tables all over the place. You're going to see people moving around, representing both sides and just out there with the community, uplifting our community. So check us out. We'll be out at a number of the events. But Saturday, the parade will be happening. Want to make sure community know we'll be meeting at Market and Spears. Okay, I know flyers went out and they were saying meet at the Civic Center. We will be at Market and Spears, and then they'll have an early Juneteenth event happening at the Ferry Building where our Black vendors will be out there celebrating with the tourists and the other vendors and community. So please check us out. We'll be right across the street from the Ferry Building. You'll see the line of cars. You'll see all the floats and all the trolleys. You can't miss us, but we'll be out there. We'll have Silent Tune in the building. They'll be catching the footage. Mark will be around, asking questions, doing interviews, taking pictures of the people. We'll make sure you get all that and see it all as well. But with that being said, go pass it over to my co-host, Khalees, and my other co-host is here. Everybody showing up. We're here today. Khalees, talk to the people. How's everything going?
Oh, it's going great. Just excited about tonight's show. You know, they say money make the world go round. So I'm trying to figure out how I can put some up, save some. So I'm sure that we'll have a great show tonight and we'll learn something.
Most definitely. Sister Ayo, holla at the people, Ayo.
Good evening, community. We have a great show tonight, very informative. So get your notepads out. Make sure you take some good notes and get some good information tonight.
And last but not least, my brother, the thoughtful, the conscious mind, Ivan, the voice Hudson. What's up, brother?
Hey, nothing to it. How you doing, brother?
All right.
I'd like to say as a retiree, this conversation that we're having tonight is a very important one. And I would listen very closely to those who are experts in the field and make certain that you write some things down so that you can come back to them later because it's up to you to figure out your retirement. So I'm glad to have these folks here to tell us about it.
Man, definitely. It's always great to get the sauce, the information. We're doing our part here at both sides of the conversation, making sure the community issues, the community concerns are addressed through this educational platform, making sure that folks have the information tonight. There's no excuse. If you work, if you're a business owner, you need to be investing in your future. Tonight, you're going to get the gems, the information to get set for retirement. You got to plan now if you want to be successful in the future. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to get into our news and announcements and turn it over to the team so they can let the community know what's going on. It's a lot of very disturbing things happening across the Bay Area. Continue gun violence, continue issues in our community, continue loss of our young people. We got some work to do, community. We keep saying it. More work needs to be done, more investment. The mayor's budget will be finalized and rolling out this week. I know a lot of people are losing funding. Things are happening. But this is the time to be innovative, to be creative, and find out ways to continue to support the young people as well as support the elders and the folks of our community. So again, we'll find ways to make things happen. And it's a lot of hits. A lot of folks will be taking hits. And this is why tonight's segment is important, to make sure that you are investing and doing the right things with your money so that you can be sustainable through these hard times. With that being said, take over, y'all. Get into the news. What's going on out there?
So we'll get right into the world news. Businesses bailing out of San Francisco. Experts explain what needs to change. Business leaders say cleaning up San Francisco streets, preventing crime and retail theft, in addition to providing tax incentives, are a few key components to rebuilding downtown. June snow brings overflowing waterfalls, brimming reservoirs in California. Dramatic photos of California's big spring melt show waterfalls gushing and reservoirs filled to the brim. And there's more to come as the Eastern Sierra saw another dumping of snow this week. Black workers at California Tesla factory allege rampant racism, seek class action status. Tesla may face a class action lawsuit after 240 factory workers in California describe rampant racism and discrimination at the electric automaker's San Francisco Bay Area plant, including frequent use of racial slurs and references to manufacturing site as plantation or slave ships. Charges dismissed in case of mutilated body, Antioch arson due to racist texting scandal. Contra Costa County District Attorney's Office on Wednesday said they are dismissing a case against two suspects accused of mutilating human remains and arson along Antioch Trail last fall. California governor launches campaign for gun control amendment to U.S. Constitution. California Governor Gavin Newsom is taking matters into his own hands when it comes to gun control. Newsom on Thursday launched a historic campaign proposing 28th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution in an effort to sidestep Washington's gridlock and enshrine fundamental gun safety freedoms. Among other elements, the 28th Amendment would raise the minimum age for buying guns, mandate universal background checks, and ban assault rifles. That's intense.
Yeah, very touching stuff. We got to do something about these guns. I'm all for folks who are reasonable, rational gun owners, but it's just out of control. So we got to come up with something because folks are just reckless out here. And sometimes you just got to do things. So we'll see how this impacts the gun control. We know the lobbyists and the folks will be coming out. But again, we got to come up with some kind of way to slow down these guns on our streets, these young people under the age of 18, 17. I'm just reading an article today, bunch of young people, 14, 15 years old, walking around with AR-15s, and it's terrible. We got some work to do, community. I know my folks who are gun owners, John, but we got to do something. Our young people are killing each other. There's too much shooting, too much violence in our community. We got to figure a way to clean some of that up. With that being said, we're going to pass it over, get through our community events so folks know what's going on, and be patient, community, as we get through all of these events.
Yes, absolutely. So on to something more positive. San Francisco residents, do you have a misdemeanor or felony that needs clearing? Email the website below. Ladies Night 2, Jay Chosen, Ice Stevie, Vernon, host Rob Best, June 9th. Doors open at 8 p.m. The show starts at 9 p.m. This is happening at the Marina Lounge at 700 Main Street, Sassoon City. Tickets at the link below. San Francisco Juneteenth Parade. This is happening this Saturday, June 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Information below. Join us for the 25th anniversary Family Day in honor of Dr. Ruth Jackson and family. Fun, food, cars, trophies, and prizes. June 11th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Hertz Playground in Sunnydale. APRI info sessions, clean slate, jobs, housing support, financial literacy. This is happening June 15th, June 29th, 1301 Evans Avenue, Learning Center and the back door, information below. We have a lot of Juneteenth events going on. Let me tell you about it. The Juneteenth, the waterfront, 9 to 2. Bayview Opera House, Flying to Freedom, celebrating Juneteenth through aerial dance, theater, and music, June 16th and June 17th at 8 p.m. Tickets and info at the email below. Canvas with the DAP and EBPREC, June 16th, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. You meet at the 9400 Unit C International Boulevard in Oakland. RSVP at the website below. Mayor London Breed's second annual City Hall kickoff celebration, North Light Court, 1 Dr. Carlton B. Goodlit Place, June 16th at 12 p.m. The first San Francisco Black Wall Street Juneteenth Gala, Cut the Check, a Black and Gold Formal Affair. This is happening at the Hibernia, 1 Jones Street, June 16th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Unfortunately, there's nothing but a waiting list at eventbrite.com. Mario B. Hair and Fashion Show. Vendor space available. Designers, salons, makeup artists, barbershops, clothing lines, and more. June 17th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Fillmore Street. Live performances, June 17th. Mary Mary at 1 p.m. The Mary Jane Girls, 3 p.m. Hair and Fashion Show, 4 p.m. Sharonda G. Marsha Ambrosius at 5:15 p.m. This is happening at Fillmore and Eddy Street. RSVP below. Bayview Festival, celebration of fathers, Black culture, and amusement park rides. Melanie Fiona, Rough Ends, Stunnerman, Shekinah Ministry Gospel. This is all happening June 18th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Gilman Park. Intro to EBPREC. New member orientation. Light food and drinks. Parking is limited, so arrive early. June 20th at 6 p.m. at the 9400 Block International Boulevard, Suite C in Oakland. Information below. Balloon Sisters having a grand opening. This is happening on June 24th at 12 p.m. 1624 Oakdale Avenue in San Francisco. The third annual crowning ceremony, King/Queen, I Know Who I Am. Save the dates, June 24th, July 5th, July 19th. It's a 3-series workshop on self-transformation and crowning ceremony. Information below. Hashtag Here to Stay hosting an in-person cafe for Oakland small business owners. June 28th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Cypress Mandela Training Center. 977 66th Avenue. Information below. City Kids Creator Con. Save the date. Free. Creative outlets, art, music, and fashion. This is happening on July 14th, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the 200 block of Jones Street. More information will be coming soon. Bayview National Night Out 2023, August 1st, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Bayview Opera House, 4705 3rd Street at the Joseph Lee Recreational Center at 1598 Oakdale Avenue. Magic Backpack Giveaway, Mo Magic, August 5th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Ella Hill Hutch, 1050 McAllister Street in San Francisco. Magic Backpack Giveaways, Be Magic, August 12th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Now Hunters Point, 155 Jennings Street in San Francisco. SFHRC regular bi-monthly commission meetings are on the 2nd and 4th Thursdays at 5 p.m. San Francisco City Hall, room 416. Zoom information is below. African American Reparations Advisory Committee, monthly meetings virtually at 5:30 p.m. every second Monday. Information below. City Build Academy provides comprehensive pre-apprenticeship and construction administration training to San Francisco residents. Learn, build, and earn. Promote your business, nonprofit, or community impact on Hidden Gems. That's on Tuesdays. But share your expertise on Educational Thursdays. Be a panelist on Sunday Conversations. Information as to how to join our show at that link below. Keep up with both sides of the conversation. Our latest shows, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe to our newsletter at the link below. Both sides of the conversation is in search of volunteers. Give back to the community. Youth team, marketing, production, finance, fundraising, bookkeeper, IT development director, email below. Yes, we've had a lot of events. I tell you, a lot of events.
Well, it's great to see things still happening. People always saying there's nothing going on. All these events are free. Community, get out, check out and see what's going on. Our next live show will be this Sunday. Okay, it's gonna be tight, community. I'm telling you, because I'm gonna be at Family Day. I got things I'm gonna be moving around, but we'll be here this Sunday's conversation. We talking about the Bible, talking about religion. Is it the white man religion or not? We don't know. We'll have a conversation. We have some phenomenal guests who want to come on and talk about it. Remember, community, these topics are chosen by the community. They want to have a conversation, and we're just here to facilitate it and make sure that it happens. Should be a great conversation. We talk about religion. A lot of folks have their perspective, so should be a great conversation this Sunday. But again, I'll be out moving through the community. Got a lot of events and things going on, but I'll find a way to get set for the show. But we're looking forward to it. And then this Tuesday coming up, we'll have another segment of our hidden gems where we will continue to highlight our Black and brown businesses, community leaders, and organizational folks, and just people in the community that's doing positive things to impact our community. So we're looking forward to that show. And then again, y'all see all of the amazing co-hosts here as they're going to be taking over because the bishop is leaving. I'm turning it over to them, okay? Y'all said, Bishop, get out of here. We don't need you anymore. So I'm going to listen to the community. I'm going to step back and turn the platform over to these amazing co-hosts and let them run and do all the things that they do. But with that being said, without no further ado, they've been waiting patiently. We have my sister, the queen, Cynthia Yannacone, and my brother, Sean Johnson. Tonight, they are talking about retirement. What do you have in place? What are you doing, community? Are you prepared for the future? Are you just going to work until you die? I don't know. I don't want to work till I die. Cynthia, Sean, welcome back to both sides of the conversation. Talk to the people.
What's good, Bishop? What's up, both sides and everybody out there? How we doing tonight?
Oh, man, we blessed. We happy to have you here.
Hi, John. Hi, everyone. So good to be here and share with you everything that's so important.
Yes, thank you, guys. And just want to give you guys I want to give you guys a huge shout out anyway, because you guys are on our promotional video. I don't know if you saw, we took it to Chicago. We took it all over. I was telling Cynthia, speak a little Spanish for them. Show them your skin. the people got a kick out of it in Chicago. So it was a cool promotional video. So just thank you all. Before you get started, just want to say thank you. And I always do this because you all are so important to our community. You guys was at the bowling event. It was just great to see you guys in space. But you guys' level of getting information to our community, making sure that they're equipped and have the tools to be successful is so important. And you all consistency and work, the love for the community. You always show up and make sure the people here at both sides of the conversation get the information. And we just excited, elated to have you all back. And we thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you.
We're more than happy to be here. It always seems like it's been forever. Like we're not on here enough. So we appreciate the opportunity to be here again.
Yes.
No problem, definitely. But at this time, you all could take over and do your thing. It's your platform now. Take over. The bishop is out.
All right. Let's go. All right. Y'all should be able to see the screen up there now, I believe.
No, it's not showing yet.
There we go. Awesome. Cool. So, hey, hello, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in and spending some time hey, this is for you. We're doing this for you. We're doing this for the community because we know that so many other people, so many other cultures out there, they've got the tools, they've got the resources, they've got the knowledge, and they're using it. We're not. We need to be using it more. So that's why we're here. We want to go back, give back, and empower the people to have that same level of success that everybody else has had for so long. So if you don't have a pen, paper, notebook, go and grab one, please. Take some notes. Write some questions down. If we can't cover it tonight, guess what? We'll find a way to cover it sometime. We'll get back to you. Give us a call. We will get in touch with you for sure. So thank you all for being here. Cynthia, to you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's so important. I'm so glad this is a topic that's really much needed, especially for the younger generation to know, because you need a plan, and it's going to be so much helpful for your financial future and understand about retirement, because there's a lot of things out there, and unfortunately, there's not enough people explaining things to us. So I'm glad to be here with Sean, and thank you again for having us.
Absolutely. Cool. So, hey, retirement, what's it mean for you? What's it look like? What do you have in place? Is it something you've even thought about? And I know so many people, they don't necessarily think about it until later. And when's later? It's usually too late. There is no such thing as too early to start thinking about your future, to start putting the right plans in place, to at least talk to somebody, have a conversation about what you want to do, where you want to go, what your goals and dreams are. Because when you do that, you put yourself in a position to actually reach them. Now, for me, why it's valuable for me to be here and be in this space, I always love showing this, because this is a cabin that's up in South Lake Tahoe, and not a big place, not a fancy place, but because of proper planning, this cabin will always be in my family. And my grandparents set that up. So I figure, hey, if they were able to do that, the least I can do is do my part to continue that flow. Because they did that, hey, during COVID, it became a place where our bubble became the bubble of not just friends, but family that I hadn't got to hang out with growing up. So it gave us a place to go hang out in the summer and see how cool it was. It gave my lady and I a place that we could go get away, because we could, everything was virtual. And now that we've got my son, guess what? It's a place that he'll be able to go to. He'll be able to take his family to and have some good times, create more and more memories. And we want to be able to go out there, like I said earlier, just empower the community, give them the opportunity to set themselves up properly. And it starts by getting that plan in place and thinking about what you want your future to be.
Hi. And so, me, I want to just share as well. My dad, you can see him there. He's been my inspiration. He, talked to me about retirement, 401ks, not really knowing, I think, what that meant, but it's all good. At the end of the day, I think him, showing me that or telling me things always brought up things for our family. So, one of the things though that made me learn a lot was some of the planning that he didn't have. He didn't have a living trust in place when he passed, and he passed. It's going to be 5 years already. I can't even believe it. So next month it'll be 5 years, but my dad continues to show up for me because no one sat down and talked to him. He didn't have life insurance, and he had a pension plan after he worked, like what he would say, 46 stinky years at Kaiser. But unfortunately, since my mom didn't know what she didn't know, she lost his plan, and she lost her 401k as well when United went under. So, but me and my dad always had these conversations that were a little challenging because I don't want to talk about things, but we're here now to talk about things that are going to help the future of our future generation. And that's why, and he was such a hard worker, but also very family oriented. He made sure to always be there for our family. And it was just important. I'm sure, like, I have my kids as well. They're really small there, but, they're my inspiration as well, to just continue to show them so that we are all prepared for our future. And like I said, it's just not easy, but it's important. We got a plan. So definitely, like Sean said earlier, take out that pen and paper and take notes. And so knowing your options is so important. As we sit down with individuals, we go through these options. Number one being income replacement. We're focusing tonight on retirement, but we talk about college plan options, legacy estate planning options, and multiple income streams. But today, as I say, we're going to be focusing on retirement plan options. And so with that pen and paper you have, these are questions that you can write down, the question and the answer, just the answer. But, number one, I think, it's really important to know if you are on track. Are you on track to retire when and how you want to? And I think that's something you really got to think about, especially this day and age when a lot of companies don't offer the best retirement plans that are out there. What do you have working for you when it comes for retirement? What other multiple streams of income do you have there? So I think those are the things you need to think about. What are you doing about taxes? We all have that Uncle Sam, whether we like it or not. We don't know what taxes are going to be like in the future, if they're going to be lower and higher. And because of everything that's happened with the pandemic. it's scary because the reality might be higher. What impact will continuing to do what you're currently doing have on your retirement? So if you are just trying to save $100 a month for your retirement, that's not going to really get you too far. So you just got to figure out, what are you doing now to maybe looking at what you can really do to help your retirement planning. And Finn, this is so important. So again, with the pen and paper that you have, this is an important number to know. And it's financial independence needs number is what it stands for. So when the day you retire, whatever day that is or whatever age that is, because retirement is just having enough money to live the lifestyle you want. And we get all caught up that it has to be 65. But so funny, my dad used to tell me I'm gonna have to retire at 72 because of everything that's changing. And I was like, no, daddy, I ain't doing that. So, that's why it's so important to plan. So put there, what's your age you would like to retire? Of course, we just put the example at 65 just because it's the average age people usually choose. But
Even though they actually raised that to 67 now as the official retire age.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. My dad said some, yeah, it's crazy. And then how much money would you like to have coming in monthly? This is where you got to think big or small, whatever. It's up to you. How, that says 5K, mine's 10K. But, there's people that I talk to that say they want 25, K a month. And that it is what it is, depending the lifestyle you want when you retire. So the average life expectancy is 85 years. So you will, do the math and see how many years of retirement that you'll have. So this example gives you 20 years. The monthly income at 12 months, it equals up to 60,000. And number 5 is your annual needs. So what you really will need is 1.2 million to retire. And I'm just going to share my fin. It's 3 million. So, there's a lot of work to be done, but at the end of the day, I'm here and I'm starting. So that's what matters most. And we often ask ourselves, when is it, the time to plan? But the truth of the fact of the reality, the time to plan is now. It's so important to do it now, because if you don't want to wait till later, you want to just do it now. And time is ticking. So the best thing you can do is look at what you have now and see, and who, like for us, like reaching out to us, and we can help you now figure it out. And at the end of the day, you will be more than happy that you decided to do it now. And your financial future will be prosperous. And I bet you, once you start doing and making that plan now.
No time like the present, right?
Exactly. So just 90% of American workers don't even have pension plans. And that's unfortunate, because most businesses don't even offer it. And so these new generations don't even know what that is. I know I shared earlier about my dad, but that was like, lucky in a sense, right? But most people don't have that in place. So you have to start your own. And then one of the most important things is the cost of retirement. People think they'll need to retire well. And I just want to point out on this one, the biggest amount is 1 million, and that's 25%. So when, just looking into the numbers, like if we haven't started planning and you want the most amount of money, you got to figure out, something to do now. And yeah. And why aren't Americans saving for retirement? Well, because most of the people are working paycheck to paycheck. That's 78% of people that are working paycheck to paycheck. And that's what's, impacting their ability to save. But, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think you'll find what you can find to save. But it's a big amount that people, like 64%, people don't have the money.
Yeah, and we wanted to show you all these stats just because I think a lot of people, and I know as we talk to a lot of people, so many of them think is just them. It's not a just you, just me thing. Everybody goes through this. Most people go through this. And there's way too many people, again, in our communities that are in these stats and the wrong area. We want to change that narrative. That's why we're here. That's why we keep coming back to say, hey, reach out to us. We're here to help. We want to show you how you can do better. We want to show you what the options are. We're not going to say, hey, you have to work with us. But hey, let's at least expand your horizons and show you there's other things out there than the basics that have been taught to you thus far. So when we get into it, we talk about something that's almost kind of an old school mentality. What did retirement look like before? So my grandparents, they had a company pension plan. If I asked everybody that's watching right now, how many people have a pension plan, even the people that are, hey, my son's not going to have a pension plan, I can promise you that. Fortunately, he's not going to need it, right? But most people had a pension plan before. And then when they came out with the 401k, it became kind of a supplement, and they were able to save a couple of dollars on their own. And then that fail-safe was Social Security. So many people think that Social Security is part of their retirement plan. News alert. Social Security is not meant to be a retirement plan. It was a backup in case you lived too long back in the day, right? If you made it past 67, 68, hey, you were doing really well. You'd pretty much outlived your life. They weren't really expecting you to hang out a whole lot longer. Well, guess what? We're living to at least 85 now. I really think that number is a little bit higher. I'm actually going to look into that after we finish up. But the reality is people are living longer, and there's more people that are pulling out of Social Security for longer, and there's less people paying into it. I'm not. I'm an independent contractor. As a business owner, I don't pay into Social Security. That's not a thing. And there's so many other entrepreneurs out there that aren't doing that, but you have people that are living longer and pulling from it. So what's going to happen to that Social Security account? Check it out. You'll see that it's widely believed that it's not going to exist after a while. So if your three-legged stool is a 401k that mathematically you can't put enough money into, and I'll show you that a little bit later, but your 401k, a company plan, and a company pension, and a Social Security, it's a funky stool that I wouldn't want even my worst enemy to sit on. Now, when I talk about the pensions not being a thing anymore, check this out. Don't take it from me. Here's the actual stats. Ted Benna was known as the father of the 401k. And why did he come up with it? It's right here. How can I get the biggest tax break and give the least to my employees? That was the goal of the business owners. And he just discovered the tax code that said, hey, this is what we can do. And by 2012, in 2023, by 2012, nearly 75% of all company pension plans have disappeared. We talk to people that don't even know what a pension is. Now, check this out what he says in the bottom. If I was starting from scratch, I'd blow the thing up and redo it. I don't care how much you love your car, but if somebody gave you a stat from the company that made that car that says, you know what, after another 3-4 weeks of you having this car, it's not going to work. It's probably going to leave you stranded on the freeway. You might even get in an accident. The steering kind of goes out on it. Huh? Would you get a new car? Would you go buy that same car again? No, we do something different. So I'm not saying that 401ks are the worst thing in the world, and I don't want anyone to feel bad if they have one. But 401ks, 403bs, 457 TSBs, all of these company-sponsored plans, it's a start, but it's not going to get us to where we need to be. And here's a couple other reasons why. I'll break this down pretty quick for you. Please, if y'all have questions about this, reach out. We can talk to you. We can break it down even more. But the way these work, our companies give us a paycheck. But before they give us a paycheck, they do what? They take out taxes. We don't have a choice, right? We don't pay taxes. They just take it out. But before they take out the taxes, they put money in our 401ks. And I'm coming to you from experience. I had my 401k. I was maxing it out and told I was doing great. Well, I found out that wasn't necessarily the case. So with the 401k, one of three things is going to happen. They're going to give you nothing. They're going to give you a dollar for dollar match up to a certain point, or they're going to give you a percentage match. Now, if y'all think about something, look at our national debt. And if our national debt is rising and rising and rising, literally as we sit here and speak right now, what impact is that going to have on taxes down the road? it's going to force taxes to go up. Now, if taxes go up, what's that going to do with the amount of money that we haven't pulled out and paid taxes on yet? How much out of every dollar that we have in there are we going to get to keep? I don't know. But think about the other rules that are a part of these company-sponsored plans. Number one, you got a 59.5 rule, which says that unless it's a qualifying circumstance, if you touch your money before you're 59.5 years old, you're going to get hit with a 10% penalty for touching your money. And then what haven't you done yet? You still haven't paid your state and federal taxes. You still got to do that. And then once we hit 72 years young, because that's still young, what if you don't need it? What if you don't need the money in this plan because you've done well in other areas? Well, guess what? They're going to force you to take that money out whether you need it or not. It's called an RMD, required minimum distribution. And they can penalize you up to 50% via an excise tax of the amount you're supposed to withdraw. And what have we still not done with that money? What have we still not paid with that money in that 401k or like plan? We haven't paid taxes. If taxes are going to go up, where are they going to be then? A lot of times people say, oh, I'll be in a lower tax bracket, I'll be making less money. I don't plan on making less money in retirement. That's not going to work. Life is still getting more and more expensive. But one of the scary things is, what are the two biggest write-offs that people have? You just heard one of mine, our kids. Right? Our kids are a big write-off. And the other one, our homes. You buy a house, hey, buying the home is a big tax write-off. Well, when we're retired, what should we not be able to write off anymore? Ideally, the house is paid off, and the kids doggone sure well shouldn't be at home anymore. So we shouldn't anymore. So that's likely going to bump us up just with those two things alone. And I know some people think it's corny, but it's a fact that I want to point out. If you put the IRS together, what does it spell? THEIRS. Theirs. Why do we say it's theirs? Because we are participants in these plans, whether we understand how they work, like how we work or not. Once we put our money here, we're choosing to participate in them, which means we're subject to the rules, regulations, fees, market risk, and all of that. We put our money into it, and like Cynthia said, her mom lost her 401k when her company went bankrupt. Mm-hmm. Doesn't happen to everybody, but it can be used as an asset for the company. And when Mercury went under, when United went under, that happened to a lot of employees. Tens of thousands of people lost their money in a heartbeat, and it wasn't their fault. That's part of what killed me. I thought I was doing well. I was maxing it out and said, hey, Sean, you got a raise. Congratulations. What do you mean? Well, you maxed out your 401k. You can't put any more money in it. Okay, cool. I get to take more money home now. All right. Well, what that was a limitation. It was put a limit on the amount of money I was allowed to save when I was blessed to be in a position to save more. I don't want to put a limit put on how much I can save. So I didn't like that. And then there's also the fact that the money's in the market. You're at complete risk to whatever the market does. Mm-hmm. And so many people aren't managing these, and especially when people change companies. So one of the things we help people do is, hey, you left your money with your ex. Usually not a good thing. Let's help you find it and regain control of it, and let's take out that risk from the market. So how do we do that? We go through and show people some options. And I also don't want you all to just take my word for it. In this book, and I'll show you a bunch of books later, The Wealthy Physician. I don't know if you all heard of Robert Kiyosaki, but he says that the 401k is for people who are planning to be poor when they retire. Why would he make such a bold statement? He's got the experience. He's been around. He's talked to a lot of wealthy people, and he understands that I've never seen anyone retire solely off of a 401k. You've got to have other plans in place, and so many people are only relying on that. So as we're doing that, we say, hey, look, your money is over with your ex company, and it's sitting there, it's at risk to the market. We've all seen the market go up and down and everything. Well, so many people, they go through, they stick their head in the sand, they hope for the best. Well, we want to say, don't stick your head in the sand. Let's show you how to actually put a grip on your money. Let's give you some guarantees. Yes, we can legally say we give you guarantees. We're going to give you a minimum rate of return. We're going to utilize an index strategy. And if applicable, we can actually show you how you can get a payment for the rest of your life on that money. Make sure you never run out. I don't care if it's 20,000 or 2 million. We can make sure you never run out of money. So how does that work? Well, what the index strategy does Index strategy, not index funds, but index strategy. It mirrors the market, but it's not in the market. So 99, 2000, when that dot-com bubble burst, guess what? Our clients made money, they locked in their gains. They went back, they kept making some money. Housing market bubble burst, they locked in their gains. Repeat that process, repeat the process, repeat the process. How much more comfortable would you feel with your retirement plans, with your future thoughts, aspirations, goals, and dreams, if you knew, hey, I know I'm not going to lose anything, I just don't know how much I'm going to make. And your money literally is able to grow like a staircase. How impactful would that be for you? So if you or someone you know has changed jobs, give us a call. Send us a text, shoot us an email. Let's connect. Let's talk about what the other options are out there. Now, let me show you how good it can be real quick. So here's a quick example. A client had a little over $500,000. Mind you, like I said, 20,000, 2 million up, doesn't matter. We can help you out with it. But this client had over $500,000. We gave him a bonus of over $100,000. Not bad, not bad. Made up for a little bit of the losses they experienced. They start with that 531. After year one, they've got over $650,000 in their account. They retire at 65. They start taking out over $64,000. Their account's grown to over 1.2 million. Now, we think about the money we have and how long it's going to last. We go, $500,000 is a lot of money. We could still outlive it. We just said we're going to live on average till at least 85. Well, look, by the time this client, even at 1.2 million, they've taken all of their money out that they started with by the time they're 72, 73. So even pulling money from 1.2 mil, they're still out of what they started with. So, hey, we've got to be smart about this. We want to make sure we don't run out of money. Now, if they hadn't done anything, they're done. Because we did this for them, they've got that 1.2 mil they can continue to take money off of. Check this out. At age 79, they've taken out over 1.2 million. They're out of funds. Guess what? The way these plans are structured, our clients will continue to receive income for the rest of their life as long as they live. It might be small for you, but at the bottom there it shows at 94, 95, they're taking on over 200,000 a year. They've taken on over $3.9 million.
Yeah.
Here's your summary. You start with 530. We got them a bonus for 106. They started income at 64,000, went to over 230. They take out over $3.9 million. By the way, this is also tied to has a death benefit associated with it. So if you haven't taken all of your money out, guess what? It's going to get passed on to your beneficiary. It's not just going to go to the government or just disappear. Your family gets to keep everything you worked so hard for. We can show people how to do that. Please don't just change jobs, get laid off or whatever, and pull the money out, pay all the taxes and penalties because you don't know what to do with it. Give us a call. Let's talk to you and show you how you can protect it, what you can do with it, what your options are. Want to show you an example now. That was kind of, let's say, old money. Now we talk about new money. What are people doing? What could you do with money we're earning right now? So a lot of times we'll have our clients, they'll go through and they'll still make a contribution to their 401k to take their company's match. But the rest of the funds, we'll show them what else they can do with it. Here's an example of what some executives are doing. And I know this is a little bit of an older statement, but it just prints out clear, so I still like to use it. So General Electric, I'm sure you've all heard of them. This is their proxy statement. You can Google it. Everything's on Google, right? So you can see how much they're making, and it's in thousands. So they're making millions. They're doing very, very well. Now, what are they doing with their money? So we can see here that in, let's see, personal use of aircraft. I don't feel too bad, but they spent over $250,000 flying around all year. That's a rough life, huh? It's a real rough life. But what are they actually doing? Retirement savings plans, $9,275. Hang on a second. These folks are making millions. $9,000 is not even a drop in the bucket. They don't even notice it. So why is it going into this company retirement savings plan? Well, guess what? They're getting the company match. In all actuality, they're given that because they're executives. They never even have to put that in. But they're getting the company match. What are they really doing with their money? Where's their money really going? It's going into a plan called an IUL or a like plan, which I'm going to show you in a second, but they're using it for life insurance premiums. This is just one example of another option we can do. Just with these 6 people alone, you can see that because they've been exposed to their options and are knowledgeable, they made a decision. You could see in black and white, they choose to put in over $1 million into these type of plans. Now, again, whether we're starting off and we're saving that $100 a month Cynthia mentioned, or we're able to put tens of thousands of dollars away, it doesn't matter. We can still show you how we can structure these plans so that it can be beneficial for you. Now, let me show you what that plan actually is. It's called an IUL. Some people talk a bunch of mess about it. Guess what? They talk mess because they don't know. People that understand how to structure these correctly, this can be one of the most powerful tools in your financial portfolio. But you have to know what you're doing. Otherwise, it can be a waste of money. Let's be straight about it. If you're not using it properly, it's not a good tool. We know how to use them. So let's start off looking at these numbers in the bottom. These are tax codes: 7702A, 72E, 7702 DEFRA, 101A TAMRA. How are y'all in your U.S. history? Anybody know what happened in 1913? John Henry probably knows. He's probably shouting it out in the back, we just can't hear him. But that's when income taxes came into existence. How coincidental that they came out with a tax code that said, hey, it sheltered your money from income taxes. So 72E TEFRA, how the IUL grows tax-free; DEFRA, how you can pull money out tax-free; and TAMRA, how the IUL is given to beneficiaries tax-free. Know the tax codes, just know some basic information. Now it's a hybrid plan. A lot of people put money in the bank because it's safe and secure. We get that with the IUL. A lot of people will put money in investments, invest in the stock market. Why? High rate of return. Guess what? Averaging 7 to 12% at least with these plans. Number 3, it's insurance. We've talked about insurance before and the importance of it, because GoFundMe and a church car wash thought that's not life insurance. We actually have life insurance with this as well. And the top 5% of wealthy Americans understand how these plans work and why they work. And they've been using them for not just years and decades, but generations to grow, protect, and pass on that wealth. They know how these things work. In fact, if you look it up, 2 years ago, Congress actually voted to increase the amount we could fund these plans with without overfunding. Technically, it's called making them a mech, but to not overfund them, Congress voted to increase how much we could put into these. Why would Congress do that? The plans they're using. Right? The information's out there, y'all. We're just not exposed to it. But guess what? There's extra perks here. You get that protection for the life insurance because it's not just if, but when you pass away. You get that emergency fund. As you have money in these plans, guess what? If you need it, you've got access to it. You don't have to wait till you're 59 and a half years old to access your money without a penalty. It can be structured as a retirement plan, so it could be a supplement to your retirement income, or if funded well enough, it can be your retirement income. I can't tell you how many of these plans we've been able to structure for people, showing them taking out $50, $70, $100, $200,000 a year tax-free in retirement. Utilizing these plans not only gives you that growth, utilizes that same index strategy so you don't have to worry about losing your money, but it also gives advantaged retirement plan instead of having to worry about what taxes are down the road. We could actually even use these plans to structure for a college savings plan as well, or we like to say a life plan for the kids. We'll talk about that next time probably. But hey, don't be limited to just a 529, something that has to be used for college. Let's open our options up. Show people a plan they can use for multiple plans, multiple tools, multiple needs, multiple goals. Or it can just be a savings plan. However you want, we can structure it all kinds of different ways. And guess what? There's more. You actually get living benefits with these. If you're diagnosed with a chronic, critical, or terminal illness, it's life insurance, not death insurance. It's something that can help you throughout your life, whether you need money for something, whether you want to gift somebody something, you want to go on vacation, or you get sick or injured along the way, or pass away too soon. That money's there for you and your loved ones. These plans are so, so powerful. I can't tell y'all enough how awesome they have been for so many people. I'd love for y'all to reach out to us so we can tell you more and show you how powerful it can be for you and your family. So in closing, we always ask this: when was the last time you did a financial health check? When was the last time you looked into your retirement plans, your retirement goals? And I think 3 people I talked to in the last week, they're like, you know what? I do have an old 401k from my old company. I have no idea how much is in there. And with those 3 people, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars that's just sitting out there floating that they had no idea what was going on with it. And 2 of them lost money since what they thought they had in there. Account values, it was lower than what they thought. I don't want that to be more people's stories. So let's do that financial health check. So our next steps. If you all have seen this before, we always talk about this because this is the goal. The goal is to educate and empower, not just be here and say, hey, I know something, so do what I said because I say so. No. Let's sit down with you and do a personal financial review. See where you're at. See what your goals are. See if you have some debt we need to get rid of. Help you achieve your FIN number. Show you what your dime is, your insurable need. Show you how you can make some additional income that could put you in a different position. Because I said I was going to break it down for you earlier. So let me go ahead and do that now. I'm not sure if y'all are able to see the calculator or not. You're not. But right now, and y'all can add this up with me. You got that pen and paper, pull it out or pull up the calculator on your phones. 401ks right now, $22,500 is the max that you can put into it. Let's say, hypothetically, our companies match that 100%. Not going to happen, right? No company's going to do that. But that's $45,000. That's $45,000 a year. Let's say we've got that FIN of $1.5 million. Let's say we've got 10 years before we retire. Well, that 45,000 times 10 years, that's 450,000. And that's without any losses, which we know these accounts are in the market. They're subject to that market loss. We're going to experience losses when we are playing in the market. That's just a fact. So when we think about, hey, what plans am I using? Can they actually help me achieve my goals? We have to think about that. If you're managing and understand how your 401k works very well or like plan, that's awesome. If you have somebody that's breaking that down for you, cool. So many people do not. They don't understand it and they're following along a path because even my dad's a retired human resource manager. He told me, hey, son, you can go out and find a job and some companies will even pay for your 401k. They'll put money into it for you. You'll get free money. I was like, oh, wow, really? And then I looked into it and found out how everything really worked. I said, wow, it's cool. It's nice that they give me something, but that's not going to be enough. And I know that I deserve and my family deserves enough. So do you and your family deserve to have enough. And heck, why not more? You deserve to have that more. So let's go out and get that more because that's what we deserve. That's what we need. We've been out here working hard, probably since we were in our teens, as under the table work, whatever it is, we've been working hard. So take a screenshot of this, y'all. Take a look at these books. These are some of the books we've read. We just want to share that information, give you the power, give you the tools to find out what other people have been doing. Check out what the Rockefellers have done. Check out a family bank strategy. Check out Money Wealth Life Insurance. Find out how these other tools can be beneficial for you and yours. And let's move forward. Let's move forward and keep going up and growing and getting better. Let's do it now. Please, please, let's do it now. Don't wait until you're 45, 55, 60, and like, I think I can save $250 a month. And you want to retire at 67, you're 60 now? What? No, the math doesn't work. So let's make that move, y'all. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We're glad we're able to be here, both sides of the conversation. Thank y'all so very much. It is always a pleasure. And we'll throw it back to the bishop and staff if y'all have any questions.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Sean. I wanted to just say really quick before we continue is like what he said about the book, What Would the Rockefellers Do? It was something that me and my family read together. I have my kids that are, oh God, I'm 30, right? My daughter's older than me. She's 31. And then my son is 20 and my youngest is 18. And we read that book together, What Would the Rockefellers Do? And the last chapter, all the chapters obviously really good, but the last chapter really kind of goes into like your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? And I just think it's so important. And that's why I taught them. And my son, he started his own pension plan at 18 and his own life insurance and living benefits, because God forbid, you just don't know what you don't know. And, you were just talking about gun violence, and I shared, like, I've known my friends have lost their sons, and, it's just sad at the end of the day. So I feel like this is why it's so important to be prepared and know what's out there at the end of the day. Yeah. So thank you for having us here.
All I can say is I'm excited. I like to talk about money. I like leaving generational wealth. I think it's the most important thing. You all are doing that. Community, you've been blessed tonight. I've been hearing some great gems dropped. I hope you picked up something what the rich folks are doing, because everybody want to play like they want to be rich. Everybody want to act like the rich people and the way the rich people live. Tonight, you got the gems on how to do it. How many of you are going to reach out to Sean and Cynthia? How many of you in the community are getting your budgets together? How many in the community are calling up the HR department tomorrow? Because I'm going to tell you right now, them HR folks, they ain't telling you all the tricks and tips that you need to do when it comes to your investment. They just submit you and say, hey, this is it, this is that. Make sure you reach out to your HR representatives, okay? Y'all have to reach out to your HR folks, okay? Too many times. The HR folks are just, hey, they for the company, okay? They're not going to put you on the best plan. They're not going to make sure you're getting index funds. They just, hey, here's a mutual fund. Here's an umbrella. Put your money over here, okay? They are here to give you the inside, the tips, the tricks, the things that you need to learn. We're trying to get our community to put 15% of their gross income up. That's what I want to get our community to. All right, young people, start early. If you got young kids working in the summertime, set them up a Roth account. Get them some places where they can start investing for the future. So, this is always important information. This is what it's all about. We want to make sure that our community is building generational wealth, and that starts with ownership. But to get to ownership, you got to start with investing the small dollars. Forget those red bottoms. Forget those Herman bags, okay? Go out and put some money up, okay, in the bank. That's what we got to do, because a lot of times we just got to be real with our community. Everybody's Juneteenth coming up. Everybody going to stand in line, get their nice new Jordans and get ready to walk around Juneteenth all day, and they ain't open up one account, okay? So I got to make sure that my community understands the importance of investing, the importance of having money down the line so that we can leave our kids, our grandkids with generational wealth. Phenomenal stories here. We know what Cynthia and Sean has accomplished. Now, community, is your turn. What are you going to do to leave your family with some generational wealth? Make sure you invest in all of my nonprofit executive directors, all of my business owners. You can invest so much money with an SEC account. Talk to Sean. Talk to Cynthia. You could put up $50,000+ a year. I'm just saying. You got to be smart. Hot girl summer is over. We're shutting the hot girl summer down. All of the vacations, we put them on hold. Go do a financial checkup. You got to go see the doctor when you're in pain. I think your bank account might be in pain, community. Call the doctors. The doctors is Sean and Cynthia. Call them up. Hey, doc. I just want to sit down and go over all my financial stuff, doc, okay? Cynthia, help me, okay? I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. Come on, community. Pick up the phone. Don't be embarrassed. They're your people. This is your people right here. Sean and Cynthia, now you're not going to judge you. They're going to say, hey, we're going to get you out of this, but you got to be committed. We need some committed folks in our community. We need some folks who are ready to invest in life insurance. We need some folks that's ready to invest in college. We need it, community. There's too many funerals and we don't have insurance. That's the fastest way to leave generational wealth. We got to do it, community. Reach out to the doctor, Sean and Cynthia. Talk to them. Pick up the phone. I need some help. I'm not going to buy those red bottoms this week. I promise. Let me see what I can do to say. We got to do some work in the community. But that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for coming back, giving our community financial gems too many times. And I see this every day, elders in our community looking for work after they retire because they can't retire. Because no one told them. I've had so many elders coming with John. They just told me that they was taking 8% of my money and putting it up. I didn't know I needed to add to that. That's why we putting this information out there. Don't just think your employer is putting all your retirement. No, you got to reach into the egg basket. You got to put up some of your money and invest. All right. Maybe you didn't know that tonight. Call your HR people in the morning. How many dollars am I putting in my retirement account? Where's my money going? I've never seen so many people comfortable with just giving their money to people without asking where it goes. You're supposed to protect your money like you protect your kids, like you protect your Herman bag, your Gucci bag. You hold on to that tight. But when it comes to your money, you don't even ask, where's it being invested? Oh, I got a 401k, but you don't know where it's going. Oh, I got some money put up, but I don't even know where it's going. These folks decide you up for some plan. You don't even know where it's going. Community. Harass your HR people tomorrow. Call them up. Call benefits up. Hey, I want to know where my money is going. Yeah, those are the kind of calls you got to give to HR because they just sitting there laughing. They drinking coffee all day. Oh, these workers, they don't even care about their money. Put them to work. You know, I make mine work. I call them up every day. How much is my money? Where's it going? Hey, where's this at? you got to get acquainted, okay? You got to get acquainted with your HR people, okay? I talk to my HR people. I want to know. Oh, we're changing our retirement. Where's my money going? I want to know. You got to be that involved with your money, community. Don't be letting these people just spend all of your money. Don't just let them invest all your money and you don't even know where it's going. Call Sean, call Cynthia. They'll point you in the right way. You have the right questions to ask your HR person. And then some of y'all will find out how much your HR people really work for the company. They won't even answer some of the questions. What's this? I gotta call somebody and find out. Yeah. See, that's why you gotta check on your money. I'm just telling you, I'm just giving y'all game. Okay? I'm just telling y'all the truth.
A lot of people call companies, those HR companies, and they get surprised.
Come on, don't go to work for 8 hours, y'all. Y'all don't harass the HR people for nothing. All you calling about is family leave, sick days off, and write-ups. You better call them about your money. HR, I need to know where my money's going. Where's my investments? Where you putting my money at?
You don't know what you don't know, right? And the scary thing is so many people rely on that, or they rely on Uncle Leroy on the couch that told them, hey, well, you can go do this, that, whatever with your money. But we've spent, I don't want to think about the hours, but decades in this and researching and learning and are licensed to do all this stuff. Because it's what we do. It's what we eat, breathe, sleep, everything. So when you talk to somebody that isn't licensed, that doesn't study this, that doesn't take care of their family by helping other people with this, their knowledge is going to be very limited. So it's not that they don't care, that they don't want to help you out, but they can't tell you what they don't know either. So that's why you got to reach out and talk to someone that has the knowledge, that has the experience. And here's the other thing, current experience. What our parents and grandparents did, that plan's not going to work for us. It's got to be something different because times are different. What type of cell phone did your dad have when he was in high school? Oh, he didn't. Things evolved a little bit, right? And people, oh, I can't save that much. Start with something. Whatever you start with is enough. Whatever you start with is enough. And you start with $100-200 in your 20s. Guess what? We can turn that into something. You say, I'm going to do it later. Not now. You do it later and you're 40, 50 and you got $100-200. It's not going to be anything. I don't care where you put it. I mean, unless you invest in the Bishop and, once his stock goes up. But by the time you get there, Bishop stock's already going to be worth $2 billion. So it don't matter. It's already going to have blown up. You still waited too long.
Well, I'm going to pass it around to my team. I see a lot of questions in the chat. How much can an LLC owner contribute to a 401k? That's one question. And then I'll just pass it around to my team to ask their question.
I started working at 15. I was working at Macy's and I worked for the city of San Francisco at the city clinic. At 15, I'm thinking now at almost 40, after seeing these stats, like, wow, My son got his first summer job last year, and this year will be his second time working. So now I'm really looking into, like he's actually like a mathematician, like that is his thing. And he asked me last year before getting out of school, he was like, "Mom, I want to make money in my sleep." His math teacher at the time, they were doing financial literacy. And he said, "How can I get into investments? How can I get into stocks?" I was dibbling and dabbling myself, but he was like, "I want my money to make money in my sleep." I'm like, "Okay, son." So last year he took what he earned and started to do his own investing. So now, learning what I'm learning today, I'm going to educate him on this. And that I know he's going to be like a beam of light, like, "What, mom? I can start now. Oh my God." But that's like great information. It's so informative to our young people. They are able to work a little younger. I know San Francisco Rec and Park start them off 14 and 15, but just imagine at that age what you would be able to do, what you would be able to accomplish. Like my mom, she retired in her 60s from the government, federal government, and she ended up going back to work, not just because of, she ran out of money, but she was like, "I can't sit still." So with somebody who's already retired, do they pour back into their already, they're already established 401k, or would they set up a new 401k plan?
That's a great question. And so if you're already retired, you're already putting money into the 401k. You've already put money into it, and you're theoretically living off of it. If you're already retired, you're no longer saving for your future, right? You're in your future. You're using that money. So anything additional that you're saving, investing wherever you wanted to just protect it at that point. Because that's the thing. Once we get to that retirement stage, and that's really where we come in. We show people how to get that protection on their money as they're saving new money. And the money they've already saved, we want to protect it and show them how they can continue to grow it using the other strategies without that risk of the market. Because you can make a bunch of money in the market, right? You absolutely can, but you can also lose a bunch. And depending on where you're at with your plan, you may or may not have that time to lose it and wait for things to rebound for you to get back to par before you actually continue your growth. So no, you wouldn't put back into a 401k. You would want to find another plan that was as tax advantaged as you possibly can to be able to save it, to make sure that, hey, if I don't use it, it goes to my family.
Yeah.
And then there was a question about money going into a 401k. They increased it. Back when I was talking about maxing it out, it was 19.5. It's 22.5 now. And depending on the structure of your company, the company can offer the 401k. The company writes off the cost for it. They write off whatever they match. Now, depending exactly on how you have it structured, I'm not a tax person, so definitely consult with them. But depending on how your company is structured, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, any of those, will determine which plans are going to be best for you to be able to get the advantages for you and your business. Because there are ways where the business can actually contribute into some of these plans. The business gets the tax write-off, and the employee ends up being the recipient, not just the beneficiary of the life insurance, but all the funds that are within it. In fact, that's actually how y'all might have heard of a guy, Jim Harbaugh. He coached a little team, the 49ers. Well, when he went over to Michigan, he didn't need any money then. He was doing all right. So how do they compensate him? And you can look it up. Y'all can Google it. Harbaugh IUL plan. They paid him via the IUL. And when he hit retirement, he was estimated to take out $1.3, $1.5 million tax-free. When he passed away, Michigan's going to get their money back. The rest of the money goes to the family. These things are so powerful. It's just nuts. So there are so many things we can do, and realistically, we have to do outside of our companies. We cannot be solely dependent on our business to take care of us, because guess what? That's what they're here for anymore. They used to care about us until we died. They give us a pension, but we died before we were 70. It's not the case anymore. So they're not up for doing that. We have to look into what we can do outside of our businesses to take care of ourselves.
Thank
So
you,
I
Sean.
have
And also, I just wanted to add real quick before that it's there's so many things that out there that we don't even like most people obviously don't know, and this is where I feel like I have a lot of conversations with a lot of friends and families, and they want to do what I do, yet there's always this fear around understanding the financial field. And I feel like this is like the opportunity, like your son you were talking about, IU, like the opportunity to make money while he's sleeping. If he learned what we're doing, I mean, it's just limitless, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, how much are you willing to take that risk? Most people, I'm not going to say, want to just have a job and just make that money, that safe paycheck. And having a business is that opportunity, and having a business in the financial field, I can't even tell you. Like, that's why with what I do and like with my kids, it's like I'm always encouraging them to also be my partners. And that's why I love Sean as my brother, my partner, because he is amazing too, like helping my whole family. And it's just been so great, and my daughter right now, my youngest one, we're going to sit down with him soon, and just she's really ready to put $500 down a month towards her retirement. And she's going to be 19 next month too. And I'm like, that's the mindset I want most youth to have. Like, why not? She's going to have more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything needs to just be sat down, talked about, and break down those myths or the fear around talking about money. I just know that it's in our culture. It's so nobody wants to talk about it or talk about what, but we got to break that. And I think that's what whole things that we're doing, like changing the narrative, having these conversations, for our community, to break that. So yeah, go ahead, Colise. Thanks.
Thank you all for being here. So yes, I do love talking about money as well. But can you explain something a little bit in depth for our younger generation? Because we've been talking about the younger generation. So when the younger generation get these jobs, they don't understand the pros and cons of post-tax and pre-tax when it comes to 401k. Can you talk about that a little bit so that the community can hear the pros and cons of that?
Absolutely. And there we go. You're all right with me. I love it. Thank you. So when we look at how the plans work, everybody thinks that later is a perfect time to do anything. That's the mentality that so many people have. And when they're told about these tax deferred plans, it means, oh, you don't have to pay taxes later. And there's all kinds of misnomers and rumors and garbage out there that people think, oh, well, if I wait long enough, I won't have to pay taxes. No, they think taxes are going to be lower. Absolutely no. They think they're going to be at a lower tax bracket. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't plan to make less money. So we're setting ourselves up. And the reality is, when they came out with especially like the 401k, they came out with that in the late 70s when taxes were upwards of 70% for wealthy Americans. They said, well, this is stupid. If taxes are this high right now, why don't we have a plan where I can defer my taxes to a later date where inevitably they'll be lower? Guess when that later date is? Now. That later date is now. So if taxes are arguably historically low right now, what are they going to have to do later? What comes up must go down. What goes down must come up. If we defer our taxes, they are more than likely going to be giving up more of our money than we can plan on. And look, y'all, if you're barely getting by, living on 100% of your take home after taxes right now, how are you going to do it if you have less money and there's more taxes coming out of that less money? Again, not to mention that lack of knowledge that people have, where when the money's in the market, it's going up and down. And especially lately, we've seen how just scary the market's been. It's not been stable. We've been talking about recessions for several years now due to our future. So not only do we not think about the impact of having to deal with taxes later, but we also don't think about, hey, well, what if I need some of that money right now? What's going to happen? Well, whenever that now is, penalty, state, federal taxes, right? Not to mention, I mentioned the losses earlier. There was a lady that we were talking to just before COVID started, and John, I think you remember we told this story before. She'd been doing well, and she saved up over 1.3 million. Was talking to this person and that person, da 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 da, and then COVID. That 1.3 went to 1 in a month. She's still going to retire, but you think $300,000 gone? That she was going to take a percentage of that for however many years is going to make an impact on her? Absolutely. She didn't make that $300,000 in a month. I promise you that. So we've got to know how the plans work. Otherwise, if we don't understand what we're doing, why would we wouldn't walk down a street in San Francisco with a blindfold on, would we? Yeah, time you walk, especially for some of those drivers, I've seen it, right? And then there's a question in here about, is there hope for late starters? It is never too late to start. And when it comes to, hey, what can I do? There's always something you can do. It's just a matter of what you can do with what your resources currently are. And that's another area where we come in and say, hey, look, we are actively looking for people that see value in this, that love their communities, that want to go out and pour back into their communities like we are. And guess what? You can get paid for it. Hey, if you're not making enough money, if you need more money, we can be more than happy to talk with you and see if there's an opportunity for you to work right alongside us. We'll teach you everything from A to Z and back again. Because we didn't know this stuff when we started. It was taught to us, and now it's our job to go out and teach to others. What's up, buddy?
I like that question. So we have a question in the comments. Is there hope for late starters?
Yeah, well, again, I mean, if they see the opportunity to, what they can do, they got to be open-minded, I think, at the end of the day, to see what's out, what kind of things are out there for them. But again, going back to what Sean just said, a lot of people also see this as an opportunity. So, to become more aware and help others and be able to get paid for it. So
I want to see our community invest, okay, community? I don't want to see no more GoFundMe's for funerals. I want y'all to start investing. I want y'all to call Sean because I want y'all to get life insurance, retirement plans, income protection, all these great services that you could get working with them. I want y'all to get that because we need it in our community right now more than ever with the financial crisis, all the stuff that's going on in the community. Hey, you got to have some protections out there, all right? But y'all know me. I'm always going to tell y'all when y'all reach out to y'all financial advisors, y'all folks, make sure 70% of your retirement is in index funded accounts and let the rest do what it do, all right? Because even right now, with the economy changing, the oil changing, all the investments, those index funded accounts that I've been in is just doing great right now. I'm on cruise control, community, all right? So make sure that you get those index funded accounts. Don't let them sell you heavily with mutual funds because I know that's the best thing they always want to sell people when they walk in. Come on, let me give you all these mutual funds. Okay. They're great for certain investments and things of that nature, but try to make sure that you're getting into index funded accounts. Make sure that you have these protections in there. Make sure you have your insurance. And I know sometimes in the community, folks are always talking about the cost of insurance. Listen, you could get insurance for $100 a month, $50 a month. You get a couple $1 million, get $1 million. All right. There's ways out there. It's never too late. Find an option. Do something. Young brothers out there, you want to be in the streets. I tell the young people that I mentor in the jail, go get some life insurance for yourself. You can't take $100 a month out of all of the blunts y'all smoke and all of the things y'all do. Help your mom out if you know you're going to be out in the streets. So at least if something happened, you got $1 million policy. Help your mom out, okay? I don't know, community. We got to do better. I'm tired of these chicken fried dinners. I'm sending all my money to these fundraisers. Oh, I need to bury my baby. Can you buy a couple plates? I'm tired of buying plates. I'm tired of GoFundMe. Let's be intentional, community. Let's reach out to the doctors. Let's reach out to these folks that can help us set up the right insurance so that we can be intentional on what we're doing. So if something do happen, because one of these days we're all going to walk away sooner or later. One of these days we got an appointment that we can't cancel. Yeah, everybody got different times that they got the appointment, but when it's your time, make sure you have your things in plan. Reach out to them. Make sure you got your estate planning in place. Make sure you got your life insurance, your trust in place. Make sure, community, don't go to sleep tonight. Take notes. Understand. Go look at your paperwork. Do you got a estate plan? Do you got a life insurance policy? Do you have all the things that you need? I need you to go do it, community. I'm tired of seeing my people hurting. We got to take care of ourselves. You got to listen to this information. Sisters, think about it. The next time you buy the Chanel bag for $5,000, think about the Roth account. You can put that in, and in 10 years, it turns into who knows what it can turn into, okay? Compound interest, the rule of 72. You better understand what's going on because the sharks are swimming in the sea right now, community. When you in Target and you in Macy's, they try to give you this 30% store interest card. Be careful. The sharks are preying on the people right now. Interest is out of the roof. The dollar is worth nothing. I'm here to warn you, community. Don't hit the snooze on the alarm. We're ringing the alarm tonight. We're trying to set off some alarms somewhere. Don't hit snooze. Take this information. Breaking news. Go ahead, colleagues. I saw you coming off your mic.
So, Cynthia and Sean, every year we get this Social Security letter. I'm almost ready to start shredding them because for some reason, I believe that when it's retirement age for us, that there will be minimal amounts in there. Could we talk about those Social Security letters and how much they mean? What do they mean to us when we're not going to retire for like another 15 years?
Well, for me, I just feel like I don't count on that money. I don't, because I don't know. I mean, we don't know, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be there. So I don't really want to count on it. Honestly, that's how I look at it. And I don't know about you, Sean, but it was part of the faulty stool. So, yeah.
Yep.
Now I see Larry. Before you go, Larry, don't get fired. Don't be going to Larry, we coming for the bishop. See, now y'all got me. All the HR people gonna be calling me in the morning. John Harry, what the heck did you tell them? They calling me and going, no, Larry, don't go off crazy, okay?
Don't do it.
But Larry, it is your money. It is your financial obligation. It is your company or whoever their HR, whoever they serve you, they have a right to make sure that if you have questions, that they support those documents and information to make sure that you're aware if you don't know. And it's unfortunate because I always get on HR professional people. I yell at them all the time because they don't do a better job of really educating their employees about benefits and things of that nature. It's terrible. I'm just saying it's terrible. I know all the HR people go, John Harry, we're going to do something to you, but I have to say it because I've been around a long time and, I understand the roles of some of these folks and most HR, not all, but most HR folks, they don't do a good job of really equipping their employees with the tools and the information that they need to be at a better financial pathway. And just really teaching and educating them about the understanding of benefits and things of that nature. So just want to put that out there. Larry, you should first call Cynthia and Sean and let them go through everything so that when you go to HR, you got the right questions to ask and that you have the right information that's needed. So you just come in there precise. They'll be like, oh, he knows somebody. Where's my money at? How much is an indexed fund? How much is a mutual fund? How much is my maintenance fee? What is going on? Who told you to put? They'll equip you with the right information. Call Cynthia and Sean. Okay, y'all reach out to them. Free services. Go out there and understand. There's people out here that want to help the community, want to see people win. And that's what this is all about. We're being intentional here, community. Okay, the alarm about finances and retirement is going off. In the morning when you get up and you hear that loud alarm, you're like, I just wanted to stop. So you hit the snooze button. Tonight, this is the alarm about money. Don't hit the snooze button, community. Let it keep ringing. Get excited. Oh, the bells of money are ringing in my head. I got to make sure my money is protected. That's what we want you to do. Take this information and do something with it. Don't hit the snooze button. If you hit the snooze button, you might lose. That might be the lose button tonight, okay? The market is changing. I don't know. Get involved. Call Sean and Cynthia. Brother Ivan, I know you sitting there intentional. I know he got some great information he want to ask. Ivan, come on. Give me something, Ivan.
Again, Cynthia and Sean, thank you for being here. I've learned quite a bit that I didn't know, and wish that I had known those things about 30 years ago. But I did have a question, and I'll say to add to what John was saying, don't sleep on the ETFs and the REITs as well if you're going to jump in that stock market. But I had a question regarding it for either of you. Are retirees able to move their 401k balances to you all for ongoing management?
Yes.
Great question. Absolutely. Absolutely. The times that 401ks can be moved are if you left the company that you started it with, even if you've moved those funds to the new company. Let's say you saved 50,000 with one company, you moved to another company, and you blended that with a new plan. Now it's at 100,000. That 50,000 is called legacy funds. We can move that 50,000 and protect it for you. If your company changed from 401k providers from Fidelity to Vanguard, whatever you have with Fidelity, that can be moved. Okay. And once you're 59 and a half, you typically have access to that. So if you're already retired, if the money is still in a 401k or any type of plan that's still in the market and still at risk to be lost when you're already living off of those funds, yes, we can move that money. And we can immediately show you how to set up that lifetime income to make sure you never run out of it. I know that $500,000 illustration I showed you looked good, it looked powerful and everything. The one that I love is the lady that I sat with when I first started in this business. And she was 55 years old at the time and had, guess how much in her 401k? $22,000. Wanted to retire in 10 years. Even if I triple that, what's it going to do for you? You're going to run out of money. But being able to structure it in a plan to give her income for life. No, she's not going to get tens of thousands a year, but she's going to get thousands a year forever as long as she lives and never run out of money. Never run out of money. That's what's really powerful. At least she's going to have something. We got to put some other things in place, and actually her husband was working with us for a while to help build up their income a bit more. They're doing much better now. But going back to the, did that cover for you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right on. Going back to the Social Security question and looking at how much money is in there, it again, mathematically is not sustainable. People are living too long, and there's more people taking out of it almost than there are putting into it. It's not going to work. I don't remember the last time I got a statement, but it wasn't much. I always joke about I'm going to get like $6.84 a month. So I'm not dependent on that.
So
I don't want anyone else to be honest.
Hey, Sean, I'm not depending on it, but I won't mind. I see my statement.
I'll take my 687,
dang
dang it.
I've been working a long time. I said, "Ooh, this is good. I can do it. I think I need to stop right now."
And that's my point. That is my point, because I've been working a long time with big companies and organizations in the medical field, and I've been putting money in there. You know, they take it out. You see it on there. They take it out. So I want my money back. Nonetheless, I always hear this talk because I seen your illustration too just a moment ago, because that chair looked a little wobbly, your stool you had on there. And I was concerned because, it reminds me of when they say, yeah, that looks broken. So that's a little concerning. Nonetheless, they always say ride the wave, right? So during COVID, I almost drowned because I seen things they started moving. We're coming back around, but I'm like, okay, when is this going to happen again? Because my anxiety start kicking in, because, I'll be watching my money. I'm watching where they put my money. Those big, thick books, they mean something when they mail them to you. And when you have to vote for these different people that's, signing off on the way your money goes, I'll be reading. But nonetheless, ride the wave. That how can I just ride the wave when I see things not shifting the way that I want them to shift?
That's one of the scariest parts about playing the market. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to come into the realm where, hey, yeah, we are still at the mercy of the market, but because of the index strategy, we're taking out that bottom end. We're eliminating that risk of loss, which people are like, that's not possible. Yeah, it is. Read a book. Read those books. The information's there. Don't just take my word for it. But that's the risk, and one of the biggest issues when we do play the market. And actually, what is it? One of the books, Money, Wealth, Life Insurance. It tells stories about people that have used different plans and how this guy, he was in there and his agent said, just, write it out, write it out. He wrote it out. It dropped again. He's writing it out. He's sweating. It drops again. I can't do this anymore. He pulls all his money out. So then he's left with whatever little bit he had left. And then when the market rebounds a month later, he doesn't even get to capture that because he freaked out and pulled it out at the wrong time. So that's scary. And then even if we do leave it in there and we ride that wave in anticipation it's going to crest at the right time for us, if the market drops 50%, let's say, and y'all hope you saw it, notebooks out there. We'll do a little bit of math for you. If we've got $100 in the market and the market drops 50%, how much money do
we? $50.
Y'all can answer this one. Right, we got $50. So now the market rebounds 50%. How much money do we have?
$75.
Thank you. Actual people don't get that. They think, oh, the market's back, I'm good. No, you had less money to participate in the growth. So it's going to take you longer for your money to be back, even though the market is. So people have to be aware of stuff like that. And that's why I said earlier, do you have the time to wait for the market to rebound? So the closer we get to retirement, the more important it is that we secure our funds and we're dealing with less risk, I feel. Some people love that risk. Some people are they're not very risk adverse at all. They love playing that. They love the gamble, and that works for them. But for people that don't want that risk, hey, we're here for. And Larry, I don't want to miss your question you asked earlier of who profits off the IUL. The companies, whichever of the company, one of the companies we work with, and we work with over 70 of them. So of course we have favorites because they're the better ones, but I don't care which company or companies we hook you up with. We just want to hook you up with the one that's going to work best for you. Whatever company you work with, there's going to be a fee and cost of everything we do. But the question is, what's the value that you get in return for those fees and those costs? And I promise you, it's going to be very, very valuable and high. And guess what? You're not paying us a dime. The company's going to, whatever company or companies we connect you with, they are going to compensate us 100%. So as we go back into our communities, y'all don't have to worry about giving us anything. If we were a blessing to you, introduce us to someone else so we can continue that blessing and help somebody else become financially independent. That's what we're here for. That's how we work.
Well, for the guys that's 50 plus like Larry out there, Larry, put all your money in high risk stocks, run at risk for 10 years, and you probably
and hope for the best.
You'll do a little bit
Cross your fingers.
Yeah. Now,
if we're older, we've got to sit down and see, hey, what are our resources? What are we working with? What are our goals? How long do we have to work with it? And then put together a plan. There's always some sort of hope. It's just a matter of the only time you're hopeless is when, again, you go into a blindfold. If you don't have a plan, it's very difficult to have hope. But if you sit down and set up some sort of plan, you got hope for, and you'll have knowledge that you at least have something in place that you'll be able to work with down the road.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely takes time, but I mean, we got to get committed. Any start is better than nothing. But again, we got to look at multiple streams of income. I know there's the chair there represented some of the retirement stuff, but we got to use our entrepreneur skills. We have to use side hustles. We got to do other things to bring income in so that we can invest in our retirement. Also, paying off your debt. You know, a lot of folks worried about the investments, and it's like, get your debt out the way so you can put more money up. It's hard to put money up when you owe credit card debt and you have a lot of bills. So try to do your debt relief. I try to tell people that's behind, maybe they got off to a late start, try to remove some of that debt, then you can invest more. Definitely if you're in the 50-year-old range, you want to try to invest more. If you're working, try to find out how to live off less, maybe put up 20-25% of your gross income. Just things of that nature, little tips. And pick up cans. I don't know. Still, no, say, don't go steal no Cadillac converters. I don't know, but pick up cans and do the things that you do.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you, Cadillac those catalytic converters they work a lot, but don't do it. Don't do it, because we'll be reading about you on our news. Nonetheless, there's one burning question that we missed, and I want to make sure that we address it, because we have a lot of folks that are on our Hidden Gem segment, and they are entrepreneurs. So when I know some people that be having all these Gucci and Louis bags, and I'm like, I just know they're not putting up for their retirement. I just know they're not. How can they recapture all those lost years of splurging now that they're in the 50-year-old range?
It's a plan. It's all about sitting down and putting up a plan. If you're an entrepreneur, obviously you don't have your company setting something up for you. And if you are the company, you set up a 401k, but again, we talk, it's not going to be enough. So that's why we talk with people about plans like the ones we've been discussing tonight, the IULs, the annuities, the different strategies where the company can help you fund that. And you don't have those limitations, right? Those limitations for what you put in, hey, it's structured to allow you to contribute as much as you want. You're not going to be limited as to save. And John, you nailed it. Like, you restructure lifestyle. If that's what you have to do. If you've got goals and dreams, no, you can't go eat steak and filet mignon 5 nights a week if you're trying to save for something and you're making $5,000 a month. It's not going to happen. So think about what you're doing and put that plan together. And especially for people that are entrepreneurs and they may not have that anything that's even offered by a company to even get started, that's why it's so important that you reach out to somebody. Yes, reach out to us. We love the community so much. Reach out to someone that is licensed and experienced and knows what the heck they're talking about, because they can show you what your options are. Don't talk to somebody that just works at the bank, because the bank's going to be limited. They're only going to allow their people, even if you're at that high end, whatever, and they're calling you by your last name because you've got 6 figures in the account. Great. They're still going to be limited as to what they show you. The bank they're still puppets. The bank is still controlling them and telling them what they can and can't offer the people. So talk to somebody like us that isn't a captive agent, that isn't out there for the companies, that's actually out there for their clients to show you what are the different options. That's risk, we can get you something with risk. You want something that's going to give you stability, we'll give you that stability. You want a blend, we'll give you the blend. Whatever it is, those options are all there, but you've got to take that step, because I don't have your phone number. Cynthia doesn't have your phone number. You've got to take that step to reach out to us, to call us, to text us, to email, to Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Send a carrier pigeon. We'll find a way to get a message to us, and we'll sit down and chat with you. And like I said, it's not going to cost you anything. Just take a couple minutes. Let's hang out for a half hour, an hour, whatever you got, and let's talk about it and put a plan together that you feel is going to work for you after you've got that knowledge of what these things mean.
Yeah, and Sean, you definitely hit the nail right there, because I remember when I first was doing my investment, I was young, man. I was like going to banks. People, all they want to sell me is mutual funds and all this wild stuff. And I was like, where's the index funded accounts at? Oh, we don't offer. What you mean you don't offer that? All the CEOs in this country got index funded account. All their retirements. How come they get it and I can't? Oh, well, you got to go here. You got to go talk to this person. No, but if you do this, they always sell you the garbage at the banks, okay? It took me a long time to find out how to get all my investments in index funded accounts. It was some work, because they was swearing up and down. They trying to play me, man. I was in there like, hey, don't play with me. I know it's there. All the CEOs in this country have index funded account. Why I can't get one? Why I gotta get all these mutual funds? Why I can't get index fund? Oh, well, we don't offer this at this. I said, y'all be playing. So what Sean has said is very important. That's why it's important to have life coaches. It's important to have financial coaches so that you understand. So when you go in here and talk to these people, they can't trick you. See, they won't trick me. I come in and say, what are you talking about? Give me a manager. Give me the head broker in here. I want index funded investments. Give them all over here.
Mm-hmm. One of our brokers with us now, he used to work for a bank. I won't say which bank he worked for, but he worked for a bank. And as he was introduced to product services we offer, he said, this is awesome. And went back to the bank. And he was one of those guys with the suit on in a little private room, right? And he said, well, what's up with these plans? Oh yeah, those exist. We just can't offer those to our clients. We don't do that here. He said, what? he resigned 3 weeks later.
So Cynthia and Sean, I heard you mention earlier regarding debt, and I know that a lot of people carry a lot of credit card debt. Can you speak maybe a bit about strategies to pay down their credit card debt?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. That was kind of was in my mind when John was saying, like, living within your means, knowing about your debt. Because I've been in debt, out of debt, in debt, and I'm out of debt. You know what I'm saying? Or what's good debt, what's bad debt, in a sense. So I think, we help them. How many credit cards do you have? Like, just be real deal. Like, there's a lot of shame around having debt, and it's like, put that aside and let's figure out a plan to help you, stack up and like maybe pay off the ones with higher interest first, depending, or how much is in or how much they owe. It all depends on, what they're willing to do, how much money they have. And, so then we strategize with them around that. And there's just different ways that we do that depending on the funds that they have and the goals and dreams that they have as well. So, we just sit down and just go through it. And I'm just proud to say I have a friend that's really has worked a lot on that. And I'm just really proud of her. And it just takes that dedication, that consistency, and, push away, and be aware. She was so funny because she said that, she admitted to some being like shopping, shop therapy. And, okay, you just kind of set limits on that so that you don't get yourself in more debt and stuff. But, it's a process with everything too. So I think it's just really being open to really knowing what is it to be debt free as well for you.
Cynthia, I don't think people are ashamed that they debt. I think they're ashamed. I think they're ashamed that they got to cut up the credit cards and can't use them no more. I think that's what they're ashamed.
Exactly. You go to tap and it beeps at you like, what? and the real talk. Look, we've been there. We've been there. So it's not like it's a shame and embarrassing thing. And people, oh, I did this, I messed this, whatever. And that's why we start with, and thanks for throwing that up there. Like, that's why we start with that personal financial review. We need to see what you're personally working with and what you're personally doing, because each individual is different. That cookie cutter approach does not work. Everybody's at a different place. They've got different needs, different abilities, different goals. And once we're able to sit down and dive deep and figure out what your needs, goals, and abilities are, then we can put that plan together. And when you talk about wanting to solve debt, get rid of it, excuse me, you definitely want to put a plan together to do it, not just pay the minimums. I just saw that question that flashed there, the transfer offers. Those are awesome. Transfer offers are great. Those, hey, I'm going to make a big purchase at Best Buy for thousands of dollars, 0% for 2 years. That's great. Read the fine print. Okay. When I first moved out, I was 18. I bought that Sony flat screen, not flat panel. TV weighed more than I did, for like $2-3 grand, right? Like, oh, 24 months, no problem. I'll pay that thing off. It's all good. Well, you're not obligated to make a payment every month in those 24 months. I was 18. I just moved out. I didn't make a payment every month at all. But y'all, when that 25th month hit, that 27.99% interest rate that was accruing for all those previous 4 months, damn, it got a hit to the account. I bought that TV 2-3 times because I didn't know, I didn't understand. So we got to start by reading the fine print. That's the diligence that we've got to do for ourselves. And then as we're breaking it down, we figure, okay, hey, what's your debt? What are your abilities? those debt consolidation companies and all that, some of those things are great. You can get a debt consolidation loan. That can be good because at least that way you pay everything off. But some of the debt consolidation companies you talk to, hey, there's ones that we could refer you to. I'd rather not, because you stop making your payments to your debtors and you make one payment to one company. They negotiate for you. They settle for you. Meanwhile, your credit just gets hammered because they tell you to stop paying the other guys. If we can avoid look, if you're already underwater and you can't even make the minimum payments on all your cards, that might real talk, that just might be the reality. You might have to, you're already taking a dip with your credit anyway. Mm-hmm. But as you approach it, if you can at least make that minimum payment and a couple dollars more, we sit down and put together a plan for, okay, hey, how much do you owe on which card? How do we do it? One strategy, without going too detailed, pay off those minimum balances first. Why? Take all the money, throw it at one account, right? Minimum, all my extra. Well, all my extra for 3 or 4 months, 5 months on my lowest account, guess what? I probably paid that off. Then I can take this and I put it to that next largest account. Now I've got a larger percentage I'm throwing at it, right? Now I get that one knocked out. Now I got a bigger percentage I'm throwing at the next one. Now I'm making progress. Now I start feeling good, right? Now I'm throwing real money at this debt and I'm not just paying off the interest. So we got to sit down again, have those conversations to put together the plans for people to see what they're working with, what their abilities are. And hey, let's do it in a way, if at all possible, without having that negative impact on our credit.
No, definitely very, very important stuff. Don't get caught with $1 million worth of debt, worth of tennis shoes and clothing, nothing with no value. You want to at least have some millions of dollars in debt for some good stuff that you can utilize and leverage to build generational wealth. Sean and Cynthia, it's been great. You always come here and get the people excited. I don't know how long they get excited, because then 3 weeks later, I don't know. I think they watch and everybody get excited. They get life insurance in the first 6-7 months after you guys come on. Everybody's like quiet. There's nothing. And then all of a sudden, I see all these GoFundMes and come by a plate. I got to bury somebody. So I don't know, community. We got to be consistent. I always say life insurance should be part of your plan. Your monthly balance. Okay, we got cable. People paying $300-$400 a month in cable, don't even have life insurance. It just doesn't add up to me. We pay cell phone bills $100 a month. We don't have life insurance. Tonight, community, make a righteous decision. Okay, take a little bit of the money you spend and invest in the future. Get the IDLs, get the life insurance plans, find a way to invest. Whatever it takes, do it today. We got to change the narrative on this money. We got to make the right investments. It's never too late. Okay. You might not get the financial freedom that you want, but it's never too late to have something. And something is better than nothing. To our young people out there, to the parents, the grandparents, reach out to your young people. Make sure while they're doing these summer jobs and they're working, they fresh out of college, make sure they are doing the right things to invest. Make sure that they're putting up their money in places where they can make compound interest account. Make sure they get into the stock market. Make sure that they are investing in AI, automation, all of the things that we're moving towards the future. All right. Don't just waste your money trying to buy Bitcoin and things of that nature. Think about where we're going in the future. And that's why you want to tune into both sides of the conversation, because we always talk about the future. I see where we're going. AI is taking over. Automation, robotics. You better get ready, community. There's a shift happening in the job market. Artificial intelligence is slated to remove 13.5 billion jobs in the next 10 years. You better start investing on those computer systems now. Don't be on the late show. Be on the heroes in the front row. Get in now. Don't wait too late, okay? I don't know. I'm getting nervous. I looked at my segment and said, woo, I think I can stop right now. I don't know. Social Security look like it's going away, but I want to get mine too. I feel Khalees on that. I think I need to cash out a couple of them checks before they take it away. But yeah, this has been great, community. This is what it's all about. Make investments, plan not to fail, invest, set up your retirement, call your HR people, Okay, don't be like Larry. Don't go cussing out HR. You know what? I was listening to both sides of the conversation. Like, what the hell y'all doing with my money? No, don't do that. Okay, first reach out to Sean and Cynthia. Get a plan together. Be strategic. Get the right questions, and then call up your HR people. Say, yeah, HR, got a couple questions. How much of my money is going to mutual funds? How much is going to index funds? Where's all my money at? Then you can have a better conversation. All right. Don't be just yelling at people because y'all get fired. Y'all be calling the bishop. I went and yelled at the people, Bishop, and you got me fired. Okay. Don't be lying on the bishop. You know, they always lying up on the bishop. All right. So I don't want them lying on me. But Sean, Cynthia, thank you for being here. If there's any final words, parting words that you want to give to the community about connecting with you all or investing, or any shots out that you all want to give to your people, because I don't want them to lie. You know, Cynthia, people always bumping me up talking about, Cynthia didn't tell you. It was because of me she changed her life. All right, give them a shout out, okay? I don't want them coming out and talking about, you didn't give me a shout out. I was the one who helped you change your paradigm, okay? So make sure y'all uplift those people.
Well, I just want to, thank you again. Because my dad, like my daddy, he's so dear to me. And of course, like, I can't believe like it's going to be 5 years, July 12th, next month, 2018. And he just continues to show up for me and continues to let me know that even though nobody sat down and talked to him about financial, information, that he keeps inspiring me to do that. And so and everybody, I just feel like my family and always helping me and supporting me, and that's why I always say this is my family business as well. As I have my grandbabies, just like you have your granddaughter, and just helping them as well, start understanding how important it is. And so just shouts out to all of you for having both sides of the conversation and having us here tonight. And appreciate it.
Yes, thank you all again. Just the fact that y'all exist, that both sides of the conversation exist, for bringing information, for giving a safe place for people to come and talk and express and have conversations, agree and disagree on things. That's so powerful. Because, and ever since the first time we were on here, I've been telling people, look, it's about having that conversation, because it is. There's no, like I said, there's no cookie cutter approach that's going to work for everybody. What worked for the person next to you in the cubicle, probably not going to work for you. You've got different goals, you've got different dreams, you've got different abilities. So again, like I saw in the chat, somebody said, hey, the time is now, word of the night now, do it now. Like, take the time, take the initiative, invest in yourself to reach out and have the conversation, because there's no obligation. No, there really isn't. Right? Sit down and chat with us. The person that Cynthia was referring to earlier, Cynthia sat with her, I don't know how many weeks. And then I came in and sat with them for, another month or so, just going through and breaking stuff down so they had the understanding of what they were doing, so that they can make an educated decision as to which direction they wanted to go. And Golden Child, please give us a call. I'd love to talk with you. You've got some good knowledge. You've got some good information. I think you could do really good with actually going out and helping people out. Go out and help us bless the community. Please give us a shout. Because that's what we're about. We're about going out there and talking to more people. If you speak another language, Cynthia speaks too. I barely speak English. Okay, so if y'all speak another language, give us a call. You can help us reach another community that we're literally unable to communicate with. The more people we can talk with, to show them something, to just empower them with the information of, hey, look, I have options. Whether you're an employee, you're an entrepreneur, you're young, you're a wealth of knowledge, whichever it is, wherever you're at, there's a conversation that can be had with you to empower you with nothing, if nothing else, with the knowledge of what you can do to plan for things better for yourself. And then once you know it, don't hold on to it. Don't take that one seed, bury it, and forget about it and say, I protected that one. Share it with somebody else. Tap somebody on the shoulder and say, hey, I want to share with you this info I know, because we'll share a good restaurant, we'll share a good movie, we talk about that. but for some reason we don't want to talk about our money. We don't want to talk about finances. That's why so many people are behind, and the same reason why so many people are ahead, because they have those conversations. So we want to have that conversation with you. John Henry, both sides, everybody that's been on with us all night. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, Sean. You know, I speak 3 languages. I speak English, Ebonics, electronics. Y'all better learn them, okay? Y'all didn't hear what I said. Y'all better learn them, okay? Y'all better learn to speak these electronics if you want to get anywhere. But you know, great show tonight. You know, what a way to prepare our community again. I know it's been a while since you all been here, but you all are back again, blessing the community, giving them gems. And this is what this is all about. This Educational Thursday is really about being intentional, making sure that we give the awareness and information to the community. And, you know, we like to have fun and we like to keep it down to earth, but this is very important. But I know sometimes when we say things, people get triggered and sometimes I'm triggering you to focus up. Okay, ladies. So stay out the Gucci store, stay out the Chanel store. Don't be wasting all your money on those things. Think about what Sean and Cynthia said tonight. Think about the investments. Think about your debt. Think about the credit card uses. Think about all of those trips that you're taking that cost so much money when you could be invested and having financial relief, you know, because we don't think about how many thousands of dollars we pay to go across the places just to say we've been there, and we come back and we got all this debt and all of these things, and we putting ourselves back further in the hole and more work, okay? More work, more overtime, more crazy shifts. We all putting ourselves in different situations to get ahead. You get what I'm saying? And we're not putting nothing on the foundation. Tonight is about foundation building. It's about changing the narrative financially. It's about uplifting the community. And it's also about leaving generational wealth. It is our job to pass the torch to our young people. I told you when my parents died, well, not my mom, but my dad left me with all kind of debt, okay? Don't leave your kids with debt, community. Do something right. At least leave them with a blessing, okay? Even if you're mad at them, leave them with a few dollars so that they can you know, live a great life and give them a free head start. So with that being said, thank y'all for being here. Their phone number is up across the screen. We've been showing it all night. If you just tuning in, go back and look at some of the information that's been presented tonight. This has been one of those top flight presentations tonight. Great information, great conversation, and we'll continue rocking those out. And I know everybody's going, what's wrong with the bishop's voice? You know, I be screaming all the time. So much stuff going on. I can't even talk anymore. So be patient. I'm going to have to drink some hot tea. Maybe I'm going to have to go into the jungle and get some of that mint right off the tree and try to get my voice back. But I don't know what's going on. My Wi-Fi is acting up. But I want to give an opportunity for Khalees and the team to give any parting words to the community before I give the benediction. And it might be sketchy because my internet is doing all of this right now. I don't know. But Khalees, did you want to, or Io, we'll start with Io, Ivan, and work our way around.
Yes, so much great information. And as an entrepreneur, I am a hairstylist by trade. And I recently, going on 2 years now, opened up an LLC. So I got a lot of great information tonight. Also for my son, you know, just for the youth in general. It's very important that we pour into our children, educate them. You know, financial literacy is like one of the best currencies we can pass on to our children, and making sure that they understand where we failed or what we didn't know in our ignorance, to make sure that we learn from it and give those lessons to our children so they can, you know, take that and multiply it tenfold. So thank you both tonight for everything, you know, all the great information, and especially those slides. I was sitting here, you know, taking notes too. So of course, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, brother Ivan. Yes, Nicole, you missed the discussion on IDLs, but go back and watch the earlier presentation or reach out to Sean and Cynthia. They can discuss it all with you over the phone, give you all the information you need. But brother Ivan, go ahead and give the people some final thoughts about tonight's educational presentation.
I'd just like to say thank you, pardon me, to Cynthia and John for imparting such wisdom. The information that they were able to present here is going to be useful for a whole lot of folks out there. I do hope that some folks will get on the phone at least and give them a call. I didn't know a whole lot of this coming up and throughout my career. I just got into the stock market in the last few years, and there's still a whole lot for me to learn. But I think you could set yourself up much better than I have if you follow some of these tenets that they've discussed here tonight. So thank you again.
Man, definitely for that. Last but not least, my co-host, the one that do the most, Khalees, that had all the brilliant feedback. I don't know. Her feedback is almost getting good as the benediction. I don't know if I need to give a benediction, but she gives a good wrap up. Go ahead, Khalees.
Well, 50 cents, $1, 75 cents a day can put you away. Don't put the burden on your family, washing cars and go funding me. Go fund who? You're already dead, right? So it's like, take care of yourself while you're living. Put that little money away so that you don't have to have your family slaving while you're sitting up there, stiff. Nonetheless, it's been a very good show, very good show. I enjoy you all when you come. The good thing about it, community, is to get out there and work while you're able-bodied, while you're able-bodied. Start getting those nuggets stored up and putting that money away for retirement, because I'm telling you, this street life, they don't think about it because the money coming so big, so quick. At least have someone put money up for you and have a life insurance policy, because it's very important. So I've always enjoyed you all when you come, and it's been great. But community, surely you come, surely you got to leave here. So plan for it.
Wow. Thank you very much. With that being said, community, I know it's late. I'm going to give the benediction with half of a voice. I want to make sure we get out of here the right way. Every show, you got to hear from the bishop before you go. I need you to go lay down and think about the things, the words that are coming out of my mouth. This is real talk, community. All right. This is your life. This is your future. Make sure you take this information and you do something with it. Don't sit back and just think, oh, this was a great conversation. This was a great show. No. Put some actions forward. Pick up the phone. Make a phone call. Call the doctor. Call Dr. Sean. Call Dr. Cynthia. I need a financial checkup today. I'm not waiting tomorrow. I need it today. It's Juneteenth weekend approaching. I want to be free from all of the debt. See, we free physically, but some of us financially is still in bondage. Let's break the chains. Free your brains. Listen to the information and be great tonight. So, with that being said, community, tonight you've been blessed again on this platform. Tonight, two of the financial gurus, the giants of the financial industry, came back again to present to you information about retirement. It is your time. Retire, or is it tired? I think some of you are tired of failing financially. Today is the day to make the call. Pick up the phone. Cynthia, Sean, I need help. I don't want to be embarrassed no more, because I want to live right. I want to leave generational wealth to my family, to my kids. I heard the words out of your mouth tonight. I need to invest. I need to make sure that I am doing the right steps to live the life like some of those other folks that are doing the things that they do. How do I get there? You got the one, make sure that you're paying off your debt. Two, you got to save. You got to save. You got to save. Three, stay out of the mall. Leave the credit cards alone. Then you can start stepping forward. Four, you have to have all of this done in a great amount of time. So you got to get some help. Got to call Sean. Got to call Cynthia. Got to get a coach. Everybody needs an accountability partner when it comes to money, because as you start building money, it starts to feel good. You go back to your old ways. Oh, I got an extra $100. I want to go to the mall. Oh, I got an extra $1,000. I want to go. No, you got to have those coaches to walk you through, right? You can't get to the championship victory without somebody calling a timeout. Tonight, they are the referees. They are the coaches. They are calling a timeout. Community, listen. Fix your financial situation. The new slavery is debt. As long as I can keep you in debt, you're going to be working hard, trying to pay it off. Tonight, break those chains. Release off your brain the pain of using the credit card. I don't know what you're going to do. Figure it out. Put a plan together. That's why tonight, Sean and Cynthia is here. You don't have to think anymore. All you have to do is pick up the phone for free. They're willing to sit through the process with you, walk you through step by step of things you need to do. I don't know. Somebody out there needs to hear this. It is time to change your financial paradigm. That means you have to take the steps and be accountable. Take the actions. Move. Be persistent. Don't be embarrassed. It might have taken you 5 years to get in debt. It might take you 10 to get out. I don't know. But be willing to go through the process. All I know is some people have the excuse of they didn't know. Tonight, community, you have been warned. You've been brought awareness about financial literacy. It is your retirement. No excuses. I don't know. Who you going to blame after tonight? Because I'm going to say, I saw you watching. I saw the comments in the chat. Where you at? Did you go get your checkup? Did you go see the doctors? I'm trying to make sure you got your money right. Get out of debt. Stay out the Gucci store. Stay out of the Herman bag. I don't know. Don't be buying those $1,000 weaves. Don't be buying the 12-inch extensions. Don't be wasting the $1,000 on your edges, community. Okay? Put your money in the bank. Call Sean and Cynthia. Uplift your financial status. Get your credit right. I don't know. Tonight, somebody need to hear it. I had to give it to them. Too many funerals, no insurance. Tonight, pick up the phone. Get your life insurance plan. Make sure you get estate planning in process. Make sure you teach your young people the things you didn't know so they don't go through what you went through. All I know is there's opportunities. My Social Security statement came. I was like, wow, maybe I need to stop today. I don't know. What about you? When you look at yours, what does it say? I've been working since I was 12, 14 years old. Now, I can sit back and say, whoa, those years of work was worth it. Hopefully, it'll be there when I get there. I don't know. What's going on politically? It might not be. So make sure you are doing the things you need to do to invest in yourself. Make sure you have something outside of your company's 401(k). Make sure you have your own investment plan. Make sure you have your Roth IRA. I don't know, community. All I can say is there's an opportunity out there. You have some amazing people that came here tonight. They gave up their time for you. They are tired of seeing their people struggle and not have the information needed. They shared books with you. They gave you the resources. I don't know, community. What else I can do? I did my part. The bishop, I connect you with the best. Sean and Cynthia, they will uplift you. They will take you to the new levels of your financial journey. Have faith. Trust the process. Pick up the phone and make a call. Larry, don't yell at the HR people. I don't want you to get fired, brother. But call Sean and Cynthia. They'll help you out. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'm losing my voice. I can't speak anymore. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Sean and Cynthia, thank you for being the lights of the community, shining the light on the darkness that so many of us live in. That fear. I know what it's like. I've been there, community. I've told y'all. I know what it's like to not even want to look in the mailbox. I'm like, don't even go to the mail. But I was like going through it. I was like, I don't even want to look at the mailbox. I know it's a bill. Woo! But through patience, discipline, sticking the course, now I can go in the mailbox and open it up. I don't care what it is. I'll take care of it. All right? That's the life we want for our people. It starts with getting some financial advice and some financial coaching. Today, I can say, I am not afraid to open up the mailbox. It's all good, community. I want you to be the same way. I don't want y'all playing phone tag, double ditching. You know, I know when the creditors call, hey, yeah, this is Granny Law. Yeah. I've been there, community. I know what it's like. Okay? Don't do it no more. Change it. Let's change the narrative tonight. Pick up the phone. See, now I pick up black numbers. I don't worry about no credits. I pick up the phone. Yeah, this is the bishop. What's going on? Now I mess with them. Oh, now you trying to give me a credit card. Oh, you want me in debt. No, hang up the phone. Yeah, see, y'all can change the narrative right there. Please do that, community. Again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. This has been a great show. Our next live show will be Sunday. Y'all see us this weekend at the parade. We'll be all over the city, having fun, enjoying our folks, and just living it up, enjoying life. And then next Tuesday, we'll have our Hidden Gem show and Educational Thursday to follow. But again, community, let's all do our part. Let's take this serious. Tonight's information is real. We are in financial crisis in this country. People are worried. And you could take that change tonight and start making sure that you are planning for the future of your youth, your children, your grandchildren. Make sure you put some dollars up. Stay out the stores, lady. It's Juneteenth weekend. Don't be spending up all your money in the stores, okay? Save some money. Cancel that trip. Maybe it's not worth it. Cancel. that trip to DR. Cancel that trip. Okay, you don't need to go. Sit at home. Your credit ain't right. You in debt. Sit at home. Y'all know the bishop can't leave without that. All right. With that being said, thank y'all all for putting up with me all night, losing my voice and everything else. But y'all stayed here. Y'all got some great information. Sean and Cynthia is going to rescue you, okay? If you've been looking for a lifesaver, there's 2 lifesavers right there, okay? Be open. They're throwing you a lifesaver. Don't be in the water of debt and not grab the lifesaver. They're here to save you. Pick up the lifesaver. Put your jacket on. Please, community, let's change our financial paradigm by making sure we invest right. With that being said, I'm leaving y'all alone now. Good night. Don't be mad because you canceled that trip. Fellas, go look at her checking balance. Say, if you don't call Sean and Cynthia, if you don't call them, and I go through your budget and find out you ain't got no money, you ain't going nowhere. Yeah, we gotta start being accountable in our households, okay? Do the research, do the work. Cut up those credit cards. Fellas, wait till they go to sleep. Cut all the credit cards. I'm going to get somebody divorced tonight. I don't know. But y'all have a great night tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be safe out there. If you get an opportunity to come to San Francisco this weekend, come check out some of the phenomenal events that's going on. We'll be out at the parade. We'll be at the market. We'll be all across the city. There's a number of events going on. Community, come enjoy. This is our liberation. Come enjoy the freedom of the people and come enjoy some of the things that's taking place in our city. Have a good time. Be safe. Be safe out there, community. We'll see you all this Sunday. Have a blessed evening, everybody.